I guess a big part of you guys know about Arduino, or at least heard about it. I use this board in a huge part of my projects. A lot of these projects require just simple codes. Turn on and off a digital output, send something through radio, read a sensor, basic calculations, and so on. But in this video, I want to show some more difficult and more in-depth Arduino programming, so you could increase your Arduino knowledge level. Even myself just learned some time ago that the Arduino Uno has a programmable comparator on pin D6. I will show you how to configure that and how to use it. Select the rising or the falling edge, select the negative input for the comparator, and so on. But also in this new Arduino series, I will also show you how to use the port register control instead of just digital write and read, and why is that better and faster. And finally, in a different video, I will show you how to use the pin change interruptions, how to create the ISR vector, and why is that useful for your programming. Another type of interruptions are the timer interruptions, and we will also take a look on how to use those. So get your Arduino board, open the IDE, make sure that you subscribe and activate the notification bell, and let's get started. Video sponsored by GLC PCB. I guess that you've heard they now have a low cost and fast SMT service. So get your PCBs assembled in 24 hours with their in stock more than 30,000 SMT components. In this way you can get the PCB with all the components already soldered in place, ready to use. So read more about this service on their SMT page. The finish on the solder points is very good. Production time is quite quick and price is starting from only $7. What's up my friends, welcome back. We start this series with the comparator example that the Arduino Uno has on pin D6 in case that you didn't know. This IC here is an operational amplifier and it could be used as a comparator. Actually, I've used this IC as a comparator a lot of times. So if we have a design IC to do the comparator job, why we should use the one the Arduino has? Well, that is simple, because that one is programmable and it will simplify the circuit of our project. I've used that internal comparator with my Arduino based ESC project. And remember that with that project I had to read the back electromotive force signal and detect the zero cross. That signal, if you remember, was something like this, going up and down, and that for each phase of the controller. This signal represents the speed and the position of the motor, so we really need to read it. What I had to do was to detect when each phase passes the sum of all three phases at the same time, and that sum is called the virtual zero value. To detect the cross, we use comparators. So each time the phase signal is above the virtual zero value, the output of the comparator is high, and when the phase signal is below the virtual zero value, the comparator output will be low. So logically what I do on my schematic is to merge all three phases together with 33K resistors to limit the current. So now the sum of all the phases is the virtual zero value. And then we would need three comparators, one for each phase. So what we could do is to connect the virtual zero value on the positive input of all the comparators, and then connect each phase to each of the negative input of the three comparators. As the motor is spinning, these comparators will start giving high and low values, which are just zeros and ones, and we could read that with the Arduino digital input pins, right? So we have to make one interruption for each digital pin, and then we have to compare which one is high and which is low, and so on. So as you can see, this looks a lot more complicated than using just a programmable comparator that the Atmega chip has on pin D6. So let's see why is that. So first of all, we don't need external components on the PCB, so the entire circuit can be smaller and less complicated. Second of all, instead of three comparators, we could use just one. And third, instead of multiple interruptions that could slow down the code, we can use just one interruption vector, the internal comparator interruption. Okay, so let's see how this comparator works. On the Atmega 328 datasheet, you will find something like this. So let's remove some blocks to make this easier to understand. This here is the internal comparator. As you can see, the positive and negative inputs are connected to some multiplexers which are controlled with these registers. So let's start with the first register, the ACBG. If this register is set, the positive input of the comparator would be connected to a fixed analog value, which is called bandgap reference. When this register is cleared, the positive input of the comparator will now be AIN0, which is connected to digital pin D6. So that's what we want, to have the positive input connected to pin D6. Okay, so the next registers are the ADEN and the ACME. With this we can select the negative inputs. If the ADEN bit is set to 1 and the ACME bit is set also to 1, the negative input is connected to AIN1. If the ADEN is set to 0, the input is controlled with the value placed on the ADMAX register. So with the ADMAX register we could set a negative input between the analog pins ADC0 to ADC7, which are the analog inputs of the Arduino. And that's what we want. Next register is the ACSR, and this has the bits for the ACIS1 and ACIS0. With these two bits we can decide if the comparator will change its output on the falling edge or the rising edge of the inputs. Finally, the last important register is the ACO, which is connected to the comparator output. If this is high, the comparator output is also high, and if this is low, the output is low. But also each time this ACO register changes its value, the comparator IQR or the interruption will run. So as you can see, with a few registers and bits, we can control everything around the comparator in order to use it. So guys, for this ESC project example, we leave the ACBG cleared, so digital pin D6 is connected to the positive input of the comparator. Then we set the ADEN to high, so we can decide the negative input with the ADMAX register. The three phases of the ESC are connected to analog pins A0, A1 and A2. The total sum of these signals, so the virtual zero, is connected to pin D6. When phase B is high and A is low, we need to read the phase C. So we set the ACME register to 0010. In this way, the analog input A2 is connected to the negative input of the comparator. Then we wait for the interruption. When the ACO register changes its value, we go to the next step of the sequence, and we set the input A1 to be connected to the negative input of the comparator, and so on till we read all the signals. The back EMF signal could be rising or falling. We can select the comparator detection to be falling or rising with the ACIS bits, as you remember. So let's take a look at the code so you understand better and know how to use it. First we set the bit 4 of the ACSR register to 1. As you can see on the datasheet, if the bit 4 of this register is set, the comparator interruption will trigger in a mode that is defined with the SCIS 0 and 1. Also in this other table, as you can see, depending on these two bits, we can select the falling or the rising edge detection with 1 0 or 1 1. Okay, so then we set the ADEN bit to 0, so we disable the ADC, because we will use the analog inputs A0 to A7 as the inputs for our comparator. Then we set the ACME bit to 1, so the multiplexer for the analog input selector is active. With the ADMAX, we select which of the analog inputs is connected as the negative input of the comparator, and in this case is A0, but it could be any of the A0 to A7. As you can see in this table on the datasheet, with the ACME active and ADEN disabled, and selecting bits value from 0 to 7 for the max input, we can select the analog inputs A0 to A7 as the negative input of the comparator. Okay, so finally we set the ACSR register to 0011, so the compare process is on the rising edge as we have seen in the previous table from the datasheet. Okay, so now everything is ready for the interruption, and we create the comparator interruption with this ISR for the analog comparator vector. So each time the ACO bit value changes, this interruption will be triggered. Remember that my ESC has 6 steps for the sequence. So for that we detect if the step is odd, so numbers 1, 3 and 5, and if it's pair, so numbers 2, 4 and 6, in order to know if the falling or the rising edge is active. and then we check the ACO bit value. If the value is 0 and we are into falling mode, that automatically means that the comparator output changed from 1 to 0, so we can increase the sequence step. If we are into rising mode and the ACO bit is 1, that means that the comparator now went from 0 to 1, so another sequence step increased. And that's it, that's how we use the comparator. In the ESC code, you can see that we have these functions in order to select the input for each step of the sequence and the falling or the rising edge. So please check more on electronews.com. I hope that you now understand how to use the internal analog comparator of the Atmega 328 microcontroller, how to set the registers and read the values. So now you should know how useful this comparator is. In future Arduino basic videos, I will also show you how to use the port register control, the pin change interruptions, and also the timer interruptions, in order to increase your Arduino programming skills. I hope that this video helps you and that you have learned something new. If so, give it a like and remember to subscribe and activate the notification bell. Consider supporting me on Patreon. So thanks again and see you later, guys.